Here we go. Welcome to Let's Talk Church and Other Things. I'm your host, Shirla.
And I'm Corey.
First of all, we would like to say Happy New Year. It's been a while since we've been on, but we are back looking to do bigger and better things in 2023. Today, our guest is Miss Remi. Welcome, Remi.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. So for people who don't know who Remi is, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I am a Rhode Island native. I was born on the West End in Rhode Island. I also have my own television show called Remi TV. I interview entrepreneurs, celebrities, business owners, and just anybody who needs promotion or anybody who has talent.
That's good. So how did you get started in that field?
So my sister-in-law, she actually introduced me into the media world. She used to be a television correspondent in New York City. And she used to tell me all the time, Remi, I think you have a great personality. I think you should do it. I'm like, I don't even know if I like people. I don't know how to talk, you know. So to prepare for that, I ended up taking college courses like for speech and learning how to talk in front of a crowd and an audience. And once I felt ready to do that, I went and auditioned to be a television correspondent, which we don't do free promo over here. But, you know, I ended up getting that job and did that for a little while. But I felt kind of underappreciated, underpaid. So I was like, let me just start my own stuff and bring the talents that I brought to them onto my show.
Okay.
And that's how I started.
So that particular television show that you were working for, what did you do?
So I just went around New York City and we used to talk to people, but it was mostly artists. It was mostly music artists. And we did showcases over there and we interviewed the artists over there at the showcases.
Okay. And the artists that you were interviewing, were they like known artists, up and coming artists? I know showcases usually up and coming. But.
Right. So it was a lot of up and coming artists. And I was actually bringing the celebrity talent to them.
Okay.
So that's what made the show. Well, they used to do it a long time ago, but now that they stopped, I ended up helping them expand and getting that back up with the celebrity interviews.
Okay. And before I go further, I do have to say a big thank you to you. You're one of the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing now. And I have to say, I appreciate you taking the time to do a Zoom meeting with myself and Tyandra. And no question was too stupid or too dumb. Mm-hmm. You took the amount of time, whatever amount of time we needed. You were very instrumental. So I want to say I really do appreciate that and thank you, because I don't think I know I thanked you that day, but I'm like, no, I really thank you because of you. I'm here trying to be like you.
Yo, your show is very, very good. Your show is very good. I love the whole concept that you had and what you wanted to do, and I believed in that. I also feel like it's important to lift other people up. Mm-hmm. It makes no sense to go on the elevator and leave everybody at the bottom. Once you get to a certain floor mm-hmm. and you get those resources, you bring the elevator back down and bring them up too. It makes no sense. Why would you want to be at a certain position alone?
Right. And there's not many people in Rhode Island that have that mentality. A lot of people don't like to share their knowledge. Mm. They'll want to participate somewhat in what you're doing just to get themselves out there, not really because they're behind what you're doing. So, yeah, there's not many people in Rhode Island that have that mentality. So, again, thank you. So, you left the New York station.
Yep.
And what'd you do from there?
From there, I started to create my plan. I said, well, you know, Rhode Island really doesn't have an entertainment industry. There was certain things that I noticed that I said, oh, we got to make a change. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have movie premieres. We don't have, just a hub, like, for us. We need our own, like, radio station. We need our own, like, everything that I noticed. I said, nah, we got to make a change, you know?
Right.
So that's when I decided to just start putting my plan together. And I'm like, how come, where's our television networks? Where's our, our own hub? We don't have it. And just going out to red carpet events, in Atlanta, flying out to LA, doing these things. I'm like, why don't we have it? So I started my 10-year plan and then just put it into motion. Wow.
So without giving up too much information, because this isn't a course on how to get started, your first event that a major event, like a red carpet event. How did that go?
What was my first red? I can't remember the first red carpet event, but I know that because I was so used to interviewing already, and I was already used to being in certain like atmospheres and everything. That was kind of like normal to me, so I wasn't afraid. And the only thing I was thinking was, okay, where do I go? Because red carpet is cutthroat. So you have E! News, you have TMZ, and then you have me, who's just starting out as Remi TV. They look at us like, oh yeah, that's a little outlet or whatever. We're going to put her in the back. And on top of me being a smaller outlet, and on top of me being a black outlet, they put you in the back. So you literally have to fight your way to be like known, and you also have to fight for your respect. It's difficult, but it happens.
Wow. So who was the first known person that you interviewed?
My first celebrity interview was Maya, but she was actually my real friend before I started doing Remi TV, before I started doing television, period. Me and her became cool because we both was vegans, and we both shared the same interest in food and what we like to eat, and then that's how we connected. So after we connected, that was like maybe about 7-8 years ago, when I finally started doing the television stuff. I said, hey, listen, I want to do some celebrity interviews. Do you want to be my first one? I know you're heading to Boston. What's up? She was like, I got you. Don't worry about it. I'll send you a ticket. And the first interview, it wasn't a disaster, but it was a disaster, right? Because I don't even want to say the name of the venue, but we went there. There was no cameras allowed. So literally my first celebrity interview was on an iPhone 4. And the audio, trash, everything was terrible. We was in her dressing room just like, well, there's nothing we can do. So we did it, and then that was that.
Wow. Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible.
Was you nervous your first interview?
I was nervous because I never did it before. It was new territory. I actually went to school for law, so that law and media is two different things.
Yeah.
And I also too, there's a lot of people that judge me, like it's the journalists that judge me, the people that actually went to school for journalism. I feel like they are upset with people like me that just nail it, get it, just, and they're like, we went to school for many years for this, and they don't like us. So I get a lot of heat for that.
Now, did you meet anyone that like you were starstruck, like, oh my God, I'm interviewing? Was there anyone that?
Not yet.
No?
Mm-mm. I feel like that person will probably be Janet Jackson, like, there's just certain legends, but everybody else that I think I would be starstruck over is like dead. So it'll be like Pac or Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? But I really don't get starstruck like that. Yeah,
it's funny.
Weird. I feel like a weirdo. I don't know. I'd be like, oh yeah, that's just whatever. Let's get it done.
Right, but I feel the same way, and I used to always tell my sons, like, you know what, their talent just has them in the limelight. They're people just like you and I.
Right.
And it's funny you said that about the journalist, because it took my mind back to Nice, as everyone knows him as. And we used to go to a lot of concerts back in the day, and so I'll never forget, he wanted to get in and be able to be by the stage and taking pictures. So yeah, I rigged up Buzz Entertainment. I made a letterhead and everything, sent it to Jim in 94.5. He got passes and everything, media passes and everything. And I'm like, yep. And all you other people that, as you said, went to college and all of that, little do you know, you're standing next to somebody who's, well, I don't even know if he was still in high school at the time. So I'm like, yeah, he's doing the same thing you're doing.
Yeah, people, they don't like that. It's just a thing that they're like, damn, But I always tell people all the time, sometimes, networking could get you into doors more than education can in certain situations. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's the hands-on stuff that gets you in. They're like, oh, yeah, you've been to college, but you've never been in the industry. This person hasn't been to college, but she's been in the industry. She knows the ropes. She knows how to send pictures. She knows how to do this. They're going to hire me before they hire a person that went to college for five years or whatever.
Right.
It's about experience.
Right, because when you go in for that interview, you can say, well, listen, I've already done this, that, and the other. And that's why I always say it's important to pay attention. If you're around a celebrity, you have the opportunity to be like, backstage passes or whatever. For us, it wasn't so much of meeting the people. I always wanted to know what's going on back there.
Same.
And so anybody listening, we'll give you some free info right now.
Yeah.
I have a
Pay
quick question.
attention.
Was your parents upset when you switched from law to what you're doing now?
No, absolutely not. Well, I'm grown. I'm not like I probably look young, but I'm in my 30s.
Okay.
So, what happens in my life, what I choose to do, that's just what I choose to do.
Okay.
And they support everything that I do anyway.
That's what's up.
So how long you been doing it?
Media, 4 years.
4 years. Wow.
Yeah.
I
4
know.
years of no sleep.
I know we see you at Comic-Con, so you're interviewing different celebrities there. What other things in Rhode Island have you been a part of where you had the opportunity to interview like celebrities or?
So I interviewed Wyclef here. I interviewed Maya here. Not so many because we don't have those type of things happening, which my plan is to bring that anyway. So I have some things that I'm going to do, which I can't say right now, that's going to actually be able to bring those type of events here.
Yeah.
So that the people who actually do want to do media could do those type of things in their state without having to take their money to travel. Because a lot of people don't know behind the scenes, you got to spend money to do this stuff. You want to do the BET Awards, okay, your plane ticket's going to cost this much, your hotel's going to cost this much. Forget about it. If you're a female, you got your hair, nails, you got to be on point, gowns. That stuff costs money. So if you could save the trouble and do it in your own city, that'll be good.
Right. And then when you do those awards shows and like, okay, we got Remi TV, we got ET. So where do we put Remi TV at on the red carpet?
They put you in the back. They put you in the back until they feel like you're on TMZ's level, E! News' level.
Wow.
And that's the truth. And even certain people that represent them, they will see you in E! News right here. They will skip past you and go to E! News because they be like, well, who's this person?
Wow.
They do that.
Wow.
And even worse if you're a black person. I seen it happen to a lot of people.
So you were originally thinking about law. You never wanted to be a entertainment attorney?
No. I think that's a lot of hard work. It's more hard work than doing like, criminal or whatever, because it's so much that goes into it with contracts and it's very messy, very messy.
Yeah. Yep. So what can we expect from Remi in the future?
Well, I don't want to go too much into it, but
Right.
I did start a nonprofit organization. So I put that together, and I wanted to do it in the form of media so that we could highlight things that's happening in the city, talk about grants, talk about what businesses could do to elevate, mentoring. I want to talk about things that has like charity events for cancer and putting together like events, different type of events. So there's different projects that I have that I want to do, and that's planning right now. That's in the planning process.
So do you work alone or do you have a team?
No, I'm by myself.
Girl, not even one person?
No.
Is that because you don't trust people or you don't have time to teach people or?
I just feel like because I'm in a certain industry and because Rhode Island doesn't have that industry, the people that I need to do things for me, the things that I'm lacking in, they're not qualified to do it. They don't know how to do it. So I end up having to do it myself. And yeah, I really don't have time to teach anybody. I really don't, because I'm wearing like a bunch of hats right now. Even like tonight, we was late. Let's talk about how I was late today, right?
But okay, so we'll take 50% of the blame. You were late. That's your 50%.
I was late.
Our 50% was because my assistant nor I reached out to you on yesterday just as a reminder. So 2023, we got to do better about that. So we will do better about that. But what's important is that even though you were running late, you're here.
Right, I'm here. But that would have been the importance of having a manager, right? Or someone to take over my schedule so that I could focus on this and then they could focus on that and let me know what's happening around. But because I have so many things lined up, I'm like, oh my God, this was today, that was tomorrow,
Right. Well, I didn't do it this past Christmas, but usually I buy the big wall calendar for franchise and nice, and I'm like, write your stuff down.
Yeah.
Write your stuff down. The calendar's big enough, you should be able to see it. But if you don't write it down,
right. I'm gonna have to get me an Alexa or something. I need like a dings. I need because I have a notebook. It's an organization notebook, and it tells you what do you have to do today. Even if I write it down, if I don't see it, if I don't pick up that book that day, I'm done.
Right.
I need like whistles, everything. I need a phone call because it's so much going on.
I hear you. And I do, I keep a calendar right by my desk because I work. And some days it's like, oh, you got podcast taping today. You got to get up from the desk. Or like, you got to go get your nails done. Because if I don't write things down, I won't remember either. But I'm like you. I don't have time to teach people. My goddaughter, my assistant, Tyandra, but she's been around us for a long time. And so we kind of like through NICE and franchise, we kind of like introduced her to like the industry. And so she got the chance to be with like an R&B singer and, go out there and see Fantasia and, the Tank and whoever else, Genuine and Tyrese and all of that. So she got to experience that. But the main thing was that she paid attention to what was going on.
Right.
So that made it easy for her to slide into the role to kind of like.
Sorry, guys, my throat is dry.
And we didn't bring any water today. So if anybody's listening to this, you can always feel free.
I don't got that stuff.
You can always feel free to donate water to Let's Talk Church and other things.
I do not have that stuff, guys. My throat is just dry.
Where do you see yourself in 4 years? Like you said, you've been doing it for 4 years.
Yes, I've been doing it for 4 years.
So where do you see yourself, or where do you want to be in the next 4 or 5 years?
The next 4 or 5 years, I would love to see myself on a bigger network, I'm in the process of doing that now, pitching to bigger networks. I hope to have my own television network and cable channel. That's actually my 10-year goal, which we have been already starting the process to do that.
Okay.
So the plan for that is to have indie everything on there, indie movies, anybody that's on the come up is going to be on there.
So where can people see your show now?
So right now it's on YouTube, TV9 in Seekonk, Massachusetts. I'm on BronxNet in New York City. I'm also on every streaming platform, podcast platforms.
Okay.
Yep. So iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, Amazon Music, and stuff.
I'm gonna be on it.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So is there anything else you would like to tell us about you that maybe we didn't ask or we didn't cover?
You guys covered everything.
Did we?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's good to know.
I don't got it. But yeah, you guys covered everything.
And she don't got it.
I'm over here holding my composure. You got that franchise? Bridget's over there watching me die. He's like,
thank God for editing. But anyway, it was a pleasure. We will definitely be having you back up here before the year's over, God willing, and we're still alive and breathing, because we would like to know like what progress has been made, and we're always here to help any way we can.
Absolutely. And I also want to shout out to Hot and I want to shout out to Lami. Those are the people that actually helped me when I first started with my camera work and everything. And I was like, I need a camera person. I need to start this show. What's going on? Let's make some moves. And it was right there, and they supported me hard body. So I just wanted to shout them out.
That's what's up.
So you have a stylist and all that stuff? No,
girl, I'm still looking for a stylist. I need a stylist. I need a stylist bad. I can't be on the red carpet looking crusty. I
ain't never seen you looking jacked.
I don't know. I feel like my sense of style could get really better. Like, I don't know. I feel like I could be more in tune with that stuff. So when I went to Fashion Week last year, I was looking at all the girls and their outfits and jackets and everything. And I'm sitting there looking at my dress like, this is basic.
But your dress was yours. Their outfits were probably rented or borrowed.
That's true, too.
That makes the difference.
That's true, too.
People, don't get caught up in the hype of what you see on the red carpet, because you go to their house the next day, they probably don't even have that outfit anymore.
That is true, too. I'm not even going to hold you. There's some things I heard in the industry. I'm like, whose bag is rented? Who's fake is fake? That Louis fake? Okay. Whatever floats your boat.
In this 4 years, did you ever get to a point where like it was just hard and getting depressed? Like, this is just not for me, or
it's hard every day. It's a struggle every day.
You ever be like, just I'm gonna give it up and do something else?
I quit 1,000 times a day. I quit all the time. I'm like, I'm not doing this no more. It gets hard. It's frustrating.
When you talk, I can see that you love what you do, though.
I do, and that's what keeps me going. And also, too, it's temporary, right?
Yeah.
So whenever something doesn't get done that I really, really want to get done, I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing it. I'll take a nap or something like that. Maybe eat some food. Maybe I'm a little hangry. I don't know.
Yeah, just walk
And then
away
I
from
feel
it.
better,
when
right? You
come
gotta
back.
walk
Yeah,
away from
yeah.
it, and you gotta take breaks. What I learned is mental health is very important. When I started seeing my
Facts.
mental health going in a different direction, I said, "This is not right," and I'm not sleeping. I feel like I wasn't really taking that great care of myself, as far as like eating properly, drinking enough water. I feel like I was so like on my laptop trying to get stuff done that I neglected myself. So after I ended up in the hospital because of it, right, for dehydration and everything. And I decided from there, I said, I'm never doing this again, never. So now I make sure I take some hours to myself.
Yeah, you need
It's
that.
important. It's important, especially with me really not having a big solid team, and you're wearing all the hats. You definitely have to take a break. You definitely have to take a break. You don't want to get to the point where you're hospitalized off of your dream. Don't do that.
Right. Well, I hope you can find someone to assist, someone that you can delegate some of your responsibilities to.
Right, yeah. I'm looking for an intern, y'all. I'm looking for an intern. Somebody who knows how to work the emails, maybe a little website stuff.
She's looking for an intern.
Yep. Franchise, what's up?
So, hey, have you reached out to schools like the Met or whatever to see what, because a lot of those students there, there's another one, TAPA, maybe. They're kind of like into, some of the students focus on like entertainment, music, things like that. So you may be able to get an intern.
I just reached out
there.
to Doc from the Met. I just had a meeting.
Oh, okay.
I went to high school actually with your son. We didn't go to the same
Campus.
but yeah, I know your son from the Met. The Met definitely changed my life because I was going down a bad path before. So, I definitely looked into students at the Met.
Yeah. Good for you. So, do you have anything else you want to say, Ed?
That's it.
Well, it's been a pleasure. This was a nice, pleasant interview,
good time.
conversation.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. Late and everything.
Late and everything, girl. Tripping over the stairs, coughing, all types of stuff we went through tonight.
And then you all don't even know, like, we had to wait 5 minutes for her to, like, make sure she was glammed up.
Oh, my
looking
God.
right.
The hat thing was crazy because I was like, wait, I might want to go live, content. And let's not forget, everything is content. You got to put everything on social media these days. So I was like, oh, let's get some content while we're here. And it didn't work out, but it's okay.
But anyway, so let the people know how they can find you.
Okay, you can find me on Instagram at Remi TV Official. You can find me on YouTube at Remi TV and on Facebook at Remi TV Media.
Okay, and if someone is interested, so when we post this to let people know the episode is out there, I hope Franchise is listening. If you can just add a little note that Remi is looking for an intern. So if someone is interested in applying to be your intern, where should they contact you at?
RemiTVmedia@gmail.com.
Okay. RemiTVmedia@gmail.com if you're interested in being an intern for Miss Remi TV. And Remi is going places. She's already been some places, but she's going places. So.
Yes, and I'm actually looking for a camera person for the 24th and the 25th to come with me to New York City for red carpets.
Wow.
Celebrities will be there, T.I. So, yeah.
So that's January 24th and 25th.
And the 25th, yeah.
So if someone would like to be Remi's camera person, not somebody that wants to be her boyfriend, someone who's coming there to work, because it's work. Someone who can't be starstruck but is there to work.
Absolutely. That's important.
Yeah, because they need to know that this is where the camera is supposed to be focused on Remi and what she's doing, not whoever's walking by.
Yes, I always tell people, okay, this is the plan. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do the red carpet, but then after, if you want to mingle and network and do that. But work first, mingle after. That's cool.
So again, that email address for anyone that wants to do the internship or maybe interested in being her camera person for January 24th and 25th is
RemiTVmedia@gmail.com.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you coming. Thank you to everyone for listening. We appreciate your patience while we did take some time off, but we're here ready to do big things in 2023. So until next time, peace and blessings.